Hello, my gents. Yeah, most of you are gentlemen, or guys that watch my videos. But if there are some ladies, shout out to you as well. Hope that you're doing fine. And shout out to Boston Red Sox. I usually wear the Yankees hat, but today we support the Boston Red Sox. Anyways, today I'm going to go through top 10 of the best fragrance releases of this year. Very fun, very fun. In my opinion, of course, these ones are pretty great fragrances overall. Are they the best in the world? Probably not. Are they something you might want to look into if you haven't already checked in these fragrances? Yeah, maybe. So the first fragrance on this list is from Lattafa, and this is Camera. And this is a clone of Angel Share from Killian. This is of course a whiskey type of fragrance for all you whiskey lovers out there. This basically smells like a little bit more masculine bourbon, I would say, in a bar somewhere, maybe in Scotland, maybe someplace like that. Very rugged type of bar, a lot of tree, a lot of old paintings on the wall, stuff like that. They have some old school guys just sitting in a corner drinking beers, maybe some old authors that are just maybe writing or some new novels or something like that, and they drink a lot of whiskey, they get pretty drunk. This is basically what this smells like, and I think the clone is decent. I just smell it on a strip, but I think it's decent. And of course, if you are a whiskey lover, you might want to look into this fragrance, because it's not so far from the original from Killian, in my opinion. So maybe you want to check out that one. Number 2 on this list is Acqua di Gio Eau de Parfum. Got a sample from a friend, tried it, great, better longevity than the original, of course. So if you want a really good fresh fragrance, if you enjoy fresh fragrances even in the winter time, buy this one, because Acqua di Gio, the original, is a no-brainer. Of course, everyone loves it still to this day. It has very, I would say, very good research, the DNA that works well on women, if you care about that. If you don't buy it. But I think this is the best performing version of the Acqua di Gio that is classic. That has that classic, like, mineral notes and the aquatic and calone note, or what the fuck this is called. You know what I mean, like the classic from the 90s, but this is much better performance, better projection.
Oh, sorry.
I'm back. The next one, Terre de Hermès Eau Givrée. The Eau Très Fraîche from Terre de Hermès is discontinued. This one is a better version, even better version. Eau Très Fraîche I have in a big sample. I think I have it in a 10 milliliter sample to this day. It's a very good mature summer fragrance, but this one is even better. This one, I feel like they took the original Terre de Hermès DNA and made it a little bit more modern, than the original Terre de Hermès. Eau Givrée is a little bit more young touch. In some way, I can't really explain it, but this is just what I felt when I smelled it. So that's why I liked it, because they can combine the very elegant, very mature, a little bit old school touch of the original Terre de Hermès DNA. But they have some type of modern 2020 approach to it that I thought was a really cool thing to do, because they are associated with old man smells and stuff like that. And this is the least old manish type of fragrance that I've smelled from this brand, so that's a good thing. Another one is Armani Code Parfum. This is a more grown up, a little bit more denser version of Armani Code. I think this is a little bit more mature. It's not so boring as I think and I feel that the original is. Maybe because I wore a lot of Armani Code when I was a kid. I grew up with that fragrance basically. Before I even got into fragrance collecting as a whole, I used a lot of Armani Code, and a lot of women I know, my ex loved the original Armani Code for example, but I don't wear the original Armani Code. But the Parfum I think was a great release if you love the DNA, but you want something that is a little bit more updated, that is a little bit more mature and also lasts a little bit longer. So that's a good release, I think. Next one, number 5 on this list, is 1 Million Elixir. It has that original 1 million DNA in it, but it gets with a little bit heavier punch. I think they toned down the sweetness a bit, and they made it a little bit round in the edges, I would feel. A little bit more round in the edges, but still a highly projecting fragrance. It is not as highly projecting as the Sauvage Elixir, because that fragrance is a it chokes people out. The ones of you that have tried Sauvage Elixir knows what I'm talking about. It's a very heavy projecting fragrance. It lasts all day if you like it. Me personally, I'm not a fan, but that doesn't matter. We're not talking about that fragrance. We're talking about 1 Million Elixir. 1 Million Elixir. A little bit more pricey though. But if I would pick 1 million version, I think I would go with the Elixir actually. I think that's probably the better ones. Of course, you have the, I don't know, the disc, is that discontinued? The one that smelled even sweeter, the silver bottle. I can't come, what's the called? Yeah, anyways, you know what I mean. It's not like that at all. This is more like the original, of course, but this packs a little bit more punch. Next up is a straight up summer fragrance. Light Blue Italian Love from Dolce & Gabbana. Actually, I tried this one after I've got the Light Blue Forever fragrance. Light Blue Forever was a good release as well, but I think that this one was a little bit under the radar. This one I think is a little bit more versatile. It's a little bit more in the classic route of fragrances, because the Light Blue Forever could be a little bit hard to pull off if you're not a fan of the grapefruit. But if you go with Italian Love, this one, it smells like Italian vacation. It smells like you're in Sicily, basically. You're in Sicily, bathing, having a good time, eating good food, just strolling around at the beach, maybe riding like a little moped around in Sicily. You're feeling all this, like the breeze and stuff, with the beautiful sea, and also the trees and all the flowers, you know, the nice countryside. So this is a very nice fragrance. I regret that I didn't buy this actually, but I thought, I can't buy another flanker of Dolce & Gabbana. But if you haven't bought any flankers in a while, try Italian Love. I think that's a good flanker actually. Number 7 is actually a woman's fragrance. It's how do you pronounce it? Libre. Is it just Libre? Libre Le Parfum from YSL. Very intriguing, alluring fragrance from YSL if you are a lady. If you're a lady, you might want to stop using Black Opium and try this instead. As long lasting as Black Opium, little bit more elegant, little bit more mature. Black Opium is a little bit associated with the club scene, especially here in Sweden, and it could be good, it could be bad, if you want something that is a little bit more mature, not so sweet, but still sweet, but it's not that Chloe young, oh I'm so crazy, I'm a party girl type of smell, just to let you know. So that's a little side note. We move into number 8. Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma. I have heard a lot of women love this fragrance. I personally, as you guys know of course, I am very fond of the original Valentino Uomo, because I love the leather, I love the nuts, and I love the dark chocolate accord in that fragrance. This one is a little bit more playful, I would say, a little bit more young smelling than the original Uomo, But if you want a little bit young twist on that fragrance, if you love the flankers, if you love the original, maybe you want to look into this fragrance. It is a great release, I think, but it's flown a little bit under the radar. I think it's because, in general, the Uomo line, or Valentino line, is not so popular anymore in the fragrance community. So people don't talk about these lines, they're not so cool. You know, if you compare them to, for example, Layton, it's not even comparable. But I think they're equally good, especially the original. Anyways, Valentino Born in Roma is on the number 8 spot. Number 9 spot, Burberry Hero EDP. Great all day, everyday fragrance. I think that this fragrance even won an award this year for one of the better fragrances, or fragrance releases. I don't know if it got the award for best fragrance of the year or something like that, but I think it got a very good price. And I think it's actually worth it, especially if you are not a fragrance connoisseur and if you don't really care about the brands, because Burberry is not the coolest brand in the fragrance community. We all know that. It's almost like, it's almost below Valentino in coolness. It's like Burberry. It's not so cool anymore. The brand in general is not so cool, especially here in Scandinavia. Not a lot of people is wearing Burberry anymore. Anyways, this is a very versatile fragrance that you can wear to a lot of different events, a lot of different situations, and it lasts a pretty long time. The good thing with this fragrance is it's super mass appealing, super versatile, and to a low price. I think you can get it for around 50 to 60 bucks. I've seen it for 50 bucks for a full bottle, 100 milliliter bottle here in Sweden. So if you go to discounters, you can find it. It's a non-offensive fragrance. It's nothing that I haven't smelled before, but sometimes you want that versatility that you can wear to your workplace. You just want a grab-and-go fragrance. Maybe you're going to a holiday, vacation, and you want a fragrance that works in every type of situation. Go for Burberry Hero EDP. And the last one is a fragrance that I don't think a lot of you have tried, but I've tried it because I got it in a sample pack from the brand themselves, actually. Not a paid review, by the way. Just to let you know, just so no one freaks out. No one freaks out that you have a paid review in the comments again and hate. This is Caron Pour Homme Le Soir, and this is a nighttime fragrance that is pretty similar to example Prada. Is it Luna Rosa Black or is it just black? You know, the Prada fragrance with iris nighttime. Very similar to that fragrance, but to a lower price point and to with a more elegant type of French touch to it. Caron is a very established fragrance brand that not a lot of people outside and inside the fragrance community care about, but you should, because they have good fragrances. I think that a lot of people look past this fragrance because the classic Caron Pour Homme fragrance is a old man type of smell that was very popular, very played out. 15-20 years all the dads wore this fragrance, and it become a little bit uncool. So I think that's why the brand is not so cool anymore. I don't think they have so much marketing budget like the big brands anymore. So that might be another reason. But this one is something that you really should look into if you can get a hold of a sample. And I think they still sell these sample packs on their website for a pretty low price. So check that one out if you are fond of nighttime fragrances with iris especially. But this one is not a heavy iris. It's not so heavy like in, for example, Dior Homme Intense. So if you don't like Dior Homme Intense, you can still like this one. Because back in the day when I didn't like Dior Homme Intense, I could still wear this because this is a little bit easier on the nose, a little bit more versatile. It has some good lavender in there that like lifts the fragrance up a bit, so it doesn't only sit on a base of heavy iris that could be annoying. The iris comes, or the lavender comes through this fragrance and makes it a little bit more, what can I say, a little bit more creamy type of vibe to it. So these are my personal top 10 best fragrance releases of this year. Hope you have a fantastic day. See you the next time.